Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with King. Let me get the financial advisor out of the way. This is not intended as financial advice. Please do your due diligence before making any decisions based on this information. Just want to go over our affiliates page. This is how you guys can help us out with keeping this free content going and stuff like that over here on our affiliates page at our website, thriveforcrypto.com. You can, sign up with BitMEX, Binance, CryptoStorm, TradingView, Coinbase, Robinhood, Deribit, HaasBots, TransferWise, ProfitTrailer, and TorGuard. All of these offer their own little reward. For those of you who are new and are not in crypto yet, Coinbase is a good place to start, obviously, to learn how to buy and sell Bitcoin. Outside of that, if you're already trading and you want to check out BitMEX or Deribit, both of these links will give you 10% off of your fees for 6 months. If you don't have a VPN and you use VPN or you want a good VPN, TorGuard's awesome. This link will get you 50% off. So please, if you guys can, please check us out. All of our links are here, as well as in the channel information. So again, this just helps us out with the free content. So if you guys do that, awesome, do it. Robinhood's awesome, another cool one if you're in the US and you trade stocks or options on stocks. This is zero fee trading. You can basically do it all in one by yourself. If you sign up with this link, we both get a free stock. So pretty awesome, something that I recommend you guys looking into. So let's go back to the price. Let's get started with the price, guys. So we'll start off here on the weekly chart. Again, we tested the top of that triangle on the Bitstamp chart. And we were rejected here. We had a red 1, and now we're trying to paint a red 2 here. Now, the only way this becomes a red 2 is if you count four candles back, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we close this candle at 62.36. So if this candle wicks or anything below 62.36, this will change to a green 2. Now, remember, we are still Wednesday, so we still have 3 more days left, or 4 more days left before this candle closes. But I expect this triangle is running out of space and it's turning bearish. So, and I'll explain some more of that as we get going longer in here. But again, this is clearly still trending in the same way that we were thinking it was going to. Your 100-week moving average is at 54.68, which I believe that we will come down and test sometime shortly. We should also test the bottom of the BB, which is at 57.29 or so, and I expect us to do that shortly as we're having a hard time breaking the bias line. So let's just see where it goes. Again, this descending target is 3,300, but I do expect us to stop somewhere in the 5,000 range. So that's kind of what I see here on the weekly chart. Now let's go to the daily chart. On the daily chart, it's really turned bearish on us here. If you look at this, if you were trading the sequential system, our sequential system gave us a bullish trade right here. So with the sequential, you had a bearish trade. You had a bearish trade right here, okay, with the red 2 under a red 1. Now once that red 2 followed up that candle and went lower, that's your entry. So here we had an entry of 64.78, okay, which we actually called it short a little earlier than that, but just for instance, for learning purposes, if you were using the sequential system on the daily chart, this is telling you that you could have entered a short trade, a red 2 below a red 1. Usually want to catch the bottom of that wick as your entry. 64.82 to, maybe somewhere from the start of the third candle to 6,500. Now, if you would have entered that bullish trade at any time at that point, obviously you would have been able to take profit somewhere around $6,400. That's a $100 swing. So on the daily chart, that's telling you that. But now you have a red 3 under a red 2, which is telling us that this is still bearish and it may stay bearish for a while. We could easily do a countdown. We haven't done a full countdown on the daily since we fell back in August. So let's see what happens here. But on the daily chart, that would have been that, and your stop loss would have been your swing high. At 68.0, or wait, no, sorry. On your daily chart, your swing high, you would have had it here, which would have been 63.33, which would have been your stop out on this particular trade if we were to do that. Okay. Again, like I said, let's just zoom out a little bit here. Again, we're still bearish, broke back under the BB bias. Should go down and test the bottom of the BB, 862.71. Again, remember, if that happens, that will switch your weekly chart to a full bearish signal. Okay, let's go to the 12-hour chart. Now on the 12-hour chart, exact same thing happened here. So on your 12-hour chart, we did break below the BB bottom again. We are in that area of testing it. Now we are getting a green 9 on the 12-hour chart. So I believe that on the 12-hour chart and on the 4-hour chart, I believe we might see a short-term bullish run up. Or this could just be a continuation. So we just need to see. We haven't got an aggressive 13 up, and we haven't started a countdown. So let's see. Okay, your setup and reverse points, or your setup and trend line points are at 59. They're 65.19. So I'm guessing that that's probably your setup trend line. I'm guessing that that's probably the top if we do go back up, somewhere around the 65 range. If we do, like I said, if we go back up, which would kind of let you test the middle of the BB again. So let's see where it ends up going. Now your 4-hour chart. Your 4-hour chart is price flipped. We didn't get a clean 9 at the bottom, so this leads me to believe that this can be a continuation. We did close full candle outside of the BB though, so we need to watch this as it starts to come back. But this candle is in the process of engulfing, so let's see if it continues to keep coming down. If this candle can at least come down to 64.14 or so again and close there, or it doesn't even need to close, it just needs to come down there, it would engulf and most likely continue a bearish sentiment. On the 1 hour, we got back above that BB bias, but then we were rejected again. Now on the 1 hour, it's giving us a short trade. But your 4-hour, sorry, just do that over. So on your 1 hour, this is giving us a short trade, basically right now. Okay, it's a green 2 under a green 1, and it's back at the bottom here. So this is giving you a short-term trade. Okay. So again, here, your entry could be anywhere between here, okay, and wherever you can try and catch this candle at before it comes back to a price flip. Which, like I said earlier in Telegram, I'd be shooting for somewhere around 6,400 to 6,500, somewhere in there, to start building a short. Because this is giving us a short-term signal, we could easily see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 down. And that's what I'm thinking we're going to see. So here is giving us a short trade right now on BTC. So I would be entering a short trade on BTC on any little bounce up that it can. Just watch the hourly chart. If this candle stays as a red 2 below a red 1, I would definitely be getting into a short trade. Again, your stop loss would be at your swing high, which would be about 6,500. Okay, based on the sequential system trading system. Okay, so let's check out the oscillators. Oh, well, this is long shorts again. We're starting to see short interest increase. I think that that's going to continue to happen as every chart's basically bearish now. So we need to, start preparing for this to get ready to crash. But shorts are going up again. We're not climbing to an all-time high, so hopefully we can see some fall off quickly here. and shorts will take some profit. Maybe we can get some longers somewhere under 62. So that's kind of the idea, is get back to 6,000 and see what happens. The oscillators. All right, our daily oscillators. Our Stotch is down. It's coming down. It's still not quite oversold, so it still has some room to fall on the daily. Your RSI is trending down, but still quite neutral. Same thing with your TSI. Your MACD on your daily just crossed over bearish, though. So we'll see. See how that is. Again, I still believe, like I've told you guys before, I think this is a worthless indicator. But sometimes it does help out. And right now it did just switch over bearish while our sequential is giving us a short signal. So that may be a good idea to short this on the daily time frame. Okay. Let's check out the 12-hour. On the 12-hour, you've been switched over, crossed over bullish or bearish there on the MACD since the first, so for a few days now. CMF is still trending down, has been. Your momentum is basically out to the upside, so we should start to see some downside. RSI is not quite oversold. Again, RSI and TSI are both neutral. Your Stotch is getting in that oversold area, so you might see a short-term bounce. Let's look at the 4-hour. On the 4-hour chart, your Stotch has plenty of room to go up. Your RSI is not quite oversold anymore, but headed back towards that way. And your TSI, again, is not quite oversold as well. It still has a little bit of room to go back down. Your MACD is still trending down. Your CMF is still out. Your momentum is still red. So I still believe that it's starting to turn more and more and more bearish as we move along. So just keep that in mind, that we are all the time frames are starting to turn bearish. And then again, let's look at the hourly. On the hourly, the Stotch is saying it has room to fall. Your RSI is not quite oversold. Your TSI is not quite oversold either. They're both kind of neutral. Your MACD is about to cross bearish on the 1 hour. Your CMF is still coming down, and your momentum is down. So yeah, just keep an eye on these oscillators, guys. Watch them, you know, and look at all the time frames. It really helps you get a better idea of what may happen in the shorter to long term. You know, that's why I like looking at all time frames, because if you look at, I mean, the 15, 20 minutes, I don't really look at those unless I'm just scalp trading or looking for a good entry. But outside of that, I mean, I try to look more midterm and look at the big picture. When you look at the big picture, it paints you a clearer picture. So again, now we're back here on the hourly chart, looking at the fib levels. So if you look at this fib channel, it's been pretty accurate since I drew this, you know, weeks and weeks and weeks ago. It's been pretty accurate. So we're looking at it, and as we started to fall here, we're hitting these lines perfectly. Now right here, we came down. We've seen a 3 or 4 candle on the 4-hour retracement, which is usually is okay. You see that a lot of the time. It came back up and tried to test the 786 level. Didn't even get to the 50 MA on the hourly. So it came back to try to test that level, and now it was rejected. So on this hourly, this is the BitMEX chart. So it's a little different than the Coinbase chart. All these charts vary just a little bit. But here again on your hourly for the BitMEX chart, it's been giving you a short signal for a while. You had a green, 2, oh wait a second, no, those are your countdown. Yeah, see, now we're just barely starting a countdown on the hourly, which means we have all the way to 13 to go. I expect this to downtrend a lot more. We just price flipped, price 1, 2, green, red 2, under a red 1. It's giving us your entry again at the 64 to 6,500 range. Short this. Stop loss, if you want right now, your swing high would be 6,500, so I would put it there, depending on where you get in. Now, once you've made what you're wagering in your trade, move your stop loss to at least a break even. Okay, Always do that. Sometimes you can, you know, let's say you bought in on this 1-2 here, you got in, let's say you bought in at 64.50. Well, this candle goes here. I'm going to wait to see what this next candle does. If this next candle continues more downside, I'm going to move my stop into profit about halfway on that candle. And I'll wait and see what it does. If it keeps going, then I'll keep moving it down. But move your stops into profit, guys. Take profit no matter what it is. If you're wrong or right, it pops back up. Take a little bit. It's okay. And then, you know, you can re-enter. You know, we all know it's bearish. There's not much upside coming. So just stay focused on the task at hand. It's going down. Let's check out Ether. So Ether again, Ether's in trouble. We all know shorting Ether is easy money right now. If you'd have caught that short this morning on this bounce, it would have been a great one, 221 to 216. Again, now on Ether you do have a 10 on your countdown, but you are painting a green or red 2 under a red 1. This is an outstanding short signal for Ether. If you're trading the 1 hour chart, again, green 2 under a green 1, here's my entry. Okay. Alright, there's my entry. And my stop loss, because Ether is super crazy on BitMEX, I would have a super tight stop loss. Probably somewhere around the top of the 1 candle. Okay, so I'd probably stop out here. Alright, and that's what I would do. And then as it fell to here, I will wait for the next candle to see what it does. If it continues downside, I'll move my stop down to a profitable area. Or if you don't want to take a risk and you were to get in here, I would just move my stop right under there so that I carry my my fees, and then we'll see what happens. But don't take a chance at losing, ever. So, but that's how I would have traded it with the sequential system. If I was looking at Ether when I seen this happen, I would have easily have entered a short trade there, and it would have paid off already. Guys, pay attention. The sequential system is awesome. It works really well here. Red 2 under a red 1 gave you an entry here. Crashed. Awesome. You know, just look at it. It happens everywhere. Here you didn't get a short signal for it, but you did here. See? Right here you got a short signal. Red 2 under a red 1. The wick went underneath, so my entry's here. You might have been red for a few minutes, but it paid off. Okay, so pay attention. Same thing here. Red 2 under a red 1. Still money, money in there for profit. Red 2 under a red 1 came under the close. You could have entered this trade. I don't know if I'd have done it, but I probably would have, because you had the 9 telling you to sell it. You had a red 2 under a red 1. It went under a red 1 and came back, but it still went under. Just because it goes under and comes back doesn't always mean that it's going up. You know, it followed it down. Just like yesterday when I was telling you guys when we had this wick candle. I don't remember which chat I was writing it in, but I wrote it in one chat. When this candle happened, it was the perfect short entry on BTC and on Ether. It did come up a little bit, but it was a perfect entry saying, okay, this is a short. Red 2 under a red 1, and then it came all the way down and came back, but it followed it up with a great fall. So this was a great entry. It would have been an iffy entry, especially with the 9 telling you to go up. But looking at the MA and how it had been rejected, I would have been back under it, and it had been rejected and it was coming down. I would consider this a continuation. Your countdown hadn't started. Your upside countdown did, but your downside didn't. So, you know, just keep that in mind. Alright. But Ether does look bad. Let's look at it on more of a longer time frame and see what we've got here. The 4-hour chart. Again, on 4-hour chart, this isn't a complete engulf candle. Okay? If this closes like this candle engulfed all of the previous three candles in one. Now, if this candle closes below 216.78, it's almost certainty that this will start a new count over and go down more. Okay? And that's what we're all expecting. We're expecting Ether to continue to crash. So keep an eye on that. If you want to wait for the safe way in, wait for a red 2 under a red 1. But right now, looking at this, it's giving you a 9 up signal saying that this should be out of steam to the downside, but clearly looking at the TSI, we know we have plenty of room to fall still, and this is a complete engulfing candle. An engulfing candle, always 99%, not 99%, I believe it's like 77 or something like that % of the time, leads to continued downside. So keep that in mind. That's the 4-hour candle. All right. You know what? I'm going to look at the BTC 4-hour candle, and look at that. The BTC 4-hour candle's almost engulfed. If we can engulf the previous 4 candles, that will be huge and super bearish. So right now we just need our candle to get to 6411, 6400 range. That's why they're fighting it right now. This candle engulfs. It's got 16 minutes to get to engulf all the way, and it's possible. But Ethers is doing it, so pay attention to that. I think we have a good chance at a drop here. So we'll see, and for continued downside. That's kind of what I see, guys. I don't want to keep you forever. I didn't see any questions in there. If you guys have any, ask them, please. If not, you know, we'll get back to it again tomorrow. But just, you know, again, keep a look at that. If you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Take a look. Watch some of the previous videos and see what we predicted up till now and how it's gone out. Let us know what you think, man. Like us, subscribe if you can. Don't forget to check out the affiliates page, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.